English majors, we welcome you to our meet and greet, even if you're not in real time. All right. So I'm Barbara Longquist. I am the chair of the English department currently, and I am teaching, but not any first year. So for the people who are first year students, I look forward to meeting you, and maybe I could contact you through Teams and I could get to at least be introduced. So I'm going to let each of our faculty members, because you can see the name on the screen and the picture, just say something about themselves. So I'll tell you what I teach right now. Right now I'm teaching, I generally teach the British courses, but I also do, I do the ecology and literature course. And right now I'm doing a little experimental subset of it, which is animal studies and literature. So we'll see how, the people in it are good and I'm enjoying it. So I hope to turn that into a course. And the other thing that I'm doing, usually Dr. Del Gizzo does literature into film, but I'm pinch hitting in it this time. And I'm doing literature into film, but it's all American noir. So that I'm learning probably more than anybody in that class. So that's really fun. And I probably won't meet the first years till you come back as sophomores in person. But I do, one of the things I would like to say to all of you, and this includes the people that are here today, if you have more courses to take, is to let us know the things you're interested in so that as we plan and schedule for the future, we can get a sense of what you would excite you to have a course in. All right, so I'm going to go just, I'll go down. Under me is Keely McCarthy, Sister Rita, and then Mia Grogan and Suzanne. So I'll just go in that order. Dr. McCarthy can say hi.
Hi, everybody. This is really nice to see some of our majors. I am the coordinator for first year writing. So I teach Phyla and English 101. Jamal was in my 105 class, advanced writing for first year students. If you've been recommended into that class, it's really wonderful and counts for your English 101 requirement. And it does tend to have several of our majors in it. So I hope I see you there in the spring. This spring coming up, I'm also teaching a dystopian lit class. So we'll read some sci-fi and fantasy and different sorts of genres like that, but all with that dystopian theme. And I think it's going to be a really fun class. So I'm teaching that also in the spring. And I know Tiffany primarily through our work on the Grackle. Maybe later, maybe Tiffany will say something about the Grackle. And yes, my office is in St. Joseph's Hall. So I hope that in the spring or certainly next year that you all stop by and we get to meet face to face. Rita, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Sister Rita Michael, and I teach usually Shakespeare and British poetry, modern Japanese literature, American theater, and several other drama courses and creative writing. And I'm looking forward to meeting more of you. I've enjoyed the few of you that I've met so far. I'll pass it on to Mia.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mia Grogan, and I often teach first year writing classes, the Phyla classes, and the English 101 classes. I'm also a medievalist by training, and sometimes I've gotten to teach courses like Fantastic Worlds of British Literature from Camelot to Hogwarts. So those are fun classes as well. I'm also the director of the honors program, the IDHP, and I'm teaching a couple of seminars for the honors program right now, but I look forward to meeting more of our English majors as well and having the opportunity to work with you.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Del Gizzo, and I am, I guess, in general, I teach American literature courses. Right now I'm teaching contemporary American literature, and in the spring, I'll be teaching modern American literature and the short story with a focus on the American short story. I'm also the director of the honors program, which is Sigma Tau Delta, the International English Honors Society, the faculty advisor to that program. And like everybody else, it's hard to meet over Zoom, but I look forward to meeting everybody when we're back face to face in spring. So I'll hand it off to Barbara then. You're muted though. You're muted, Barbara.
You want to put the PowerPoint on and we can,
Yes. So are you seeing the PowerPoint?
Yes, it should be beginning.
Okay, so let me just do, let me do the slideshow and we'll view from the beginning. So do you want to have the students introduce themselves now?
I think, well, it would be good, you know what, maybe the students who are here, who are all current students, not first years, we were hoping to get a sense for the first years, but it would be really wonderful if Jamal and Andrew and Tiffany, if you could just introduce yourselves and say whether you're a major or minor and maybe what you are interested in or why you wanted to do this. It might help the first years to get a sense of what we do. Do you want to start with Tiffany?
Hi, everyone. My name's Tiffany Kirby. I'm a senior at Chestnut Hill, and I'm an English minor, major in psychology. And one of the things why I wanted an English literature minor was because I've always loved reading, I've always loved writing, and I've always had an appreciation for finding new gems in books and new outlooks and perspectives on things that I've discovered before. So it's been really good to be part of the program. I've been really happy with all of the classes I've taken. I've had Dr. Del Gizzo, I've had Dr. Grogan, I know Dr. McCarthy with the Grackle, which I run, and I've also had plenty of classes with Dr. Longquist as well. So nothing but good things to say about the English department.
How nice. Jamal, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sorry, I was muted the entire time.
Okay, sorry about that. We're just asking you to introduce yourself and tell them your status as an English major and what you're interested in.
Okay. I'm Jamal. I'm a senior. My major is in English Lit and Communications, and then I have a minor in business. I've had classes with pretty much everyone except for Dr. Grogan, but hopefully next semester that might change. I decided to do English Lit and Communications because I've always been like enamored by journalism. Like that's always been something I loved growing up. And then I also enjoyed reading. So having Shakespeare with Sister Rita was a fun experience, and all the lit into film classes I've had as well.
Yes, Jamal and Andrew are both in film noir right now, and they're good. They're great additions to that class. How about Andrew? Thanks, Jamal.
No problem.
And you're doing senior seminar. Tell them that too.
Oh yes, I'm also doing my senior sim.
Andrew, would you like? Hi.
Yeah, sorry. Hello, I'm Andrew. I'm a English Lit minor with a communications major. I guess the reason why I got interested in English literature was actually Dr. Longquist. I had a class with her in a short story in sophomore year, I believe it was.
I think.
And I've been seeing her a lot. I have 3 classes with her this year actually. And just like the way her take on certain stories are and the way that she interprets them is like really interesting to me, even back then in sophomore year. So I was just like, this could be fun, to learn more about books and such, and stories and things. So that's why I got interested in taking the minor.
We're glad you're a minor. And I have to say that it's so wonderful in this new form of learning to have some people in the class that I can call on to read passages. So Jamal and Andrew are always, and Tiffany, oh my heavens, Tiffany, they're always willing to read the passage, which at least people don't have to have my voice all of the time. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, now what Andrew just said, that he's a comm major and an English minor. I'm just going to say something about our majors right here for a minute. All right. So, and Jamal told you he's English and comm. And so we have a straight English major, completely is the literature major. And then we used to, as of last year, we had English and communication. That got changed in the catalog this year to English and writing.
Do you want the catalog pages up right now?
Okay.
Yes? Okay.
You can, yeah.
Okay, sure.
So this is,
So hi, Calvin. We'll ask you to introduce yourself in a little while too. Just wanted to acknowledge that we see you there.
oh, hi, Calvin. I'd be happy to meet you. So this is a little change so that, Jamal, you were English and comm. The students who are coming into the college right now, they will do English and writing, so that either straight English or English and writing. So it is going to be a little different, and we're going to be building more writing into our curriculum. Students can still always get, for instance, a comm minor if they want to do some straight communications production work. But right now we're going to concentrate a little bit more on English and writing, because so many of the students that we have had have gone into jobs where it's really the writing skills, unless they're going on to graduate school in literature or teaching, their writing skills have been a real, boon to their job hunting. So we made that change. It's only in the catalog now. So, and we'll be building in that. So you can see a little bit there. Oh, and we've made some changes, but I don't want to get too technical about this right now. We've made some changes in the way the English classes will go. But what I'm going to say to the students who are new, who this catalog will be theirs, you want to make an appointment with your advisor. So the first year advisor is basically Dr. Keely McCarthy, and maybe, some help from Dr. Delgizzo. But this will take a little bit of figuring out so that we're giving a little bit more flexibility to the major. That was the intent. So, and we're emphasizing things that everybody would have a course before and after something. You would have a course in a genre, a cultural studies course. So, those of you who took gender, or I think ethnicity should be in there, but probably ecology and animal studies should be in there too. So that could right now be determined by approval. So we were trying to update, and then also for I don't know if Suzanne, if you want to show, this is English and writing.
Yes, do you want to just see English?
No, it just says, no, that's fine. That's fine. I think I don't want to get too technical.
Well, we can, just so that everyone knows, I'll just say this, Barbara, sorry, that if you're interested in straightforward English major, it's the page before. So you'll find it major in English, and it's described there. And then underneath that, you'll find major, these are the major requirements for English and writing.
And so it says 5 writing electives. That's what I was just getting to. From English or communication writing courses. All right. And so we would, to the new students, I will say, we'll be looking to build that part of the curriculum as we develop new writing courses. So it might be really interesting to see what kind of writing some of you that did list yourself as English and writing, we ask you to, come forward with things that you would like, styles of writing or genres within writing that you're interested in. All right. It's also some of the courses that are creative writing courses would also count in the English and writing. So
well, I'm sorry, Barbara, do you want me to go to the minors, or do you want to talk about the secondary ed option first?
I just wanted to finish one idea there. You can keep it there. That would be fine. But if you were English and writing, the courses that are in the communication, the courses that are in, the creative writing minor, some of them can count for English and writing, so that they can count if you have a separate minor. I'm using my hands as if you're here. If you have a separate minor in, somebody might want a separate minor in creative writing, but somebody who wants English and writing, the creative writing courses that are listed, like that writing poetry that you see for next semester, or screenwriting in the comm department, that would count for English and writing. All right, so straightforward English majors. I think you can look at that curriculum and see what are your options, and I think going over the new format with an advisor would be better than my doing it here. But just to say that one of the ways in which English majors have often traveled is to do English in secondary ed. It's a pretty robust and demanding program, but it trains you for the classroom. And we have an advisor for you in the secondary ed major curriculum, whose name is Father Bob Mulligan. He really understands the program of secondary ed. So history majors can do history in secondary ed. Any liberal arts major can do their major and secondary ed. And our students have done this. And one of the things about it is they become good teachers and they get jobs. So it's very useful if that's what you're thinking of doing. And even if you're planning on going to graduate school in the future, but you think, I'd like to teach for a year or two to see if this is really my future, it's a really good, it's actually considered like a double major more than just a minor, but it is a pretty hefty program. All right. So I think what I would do, instead of trying to explain what the courses are, but you can see that you can have a minor, you can have a major, and you can have what we probably would call the hybrid minor major, English and writing. So that lets first years, especially as they're coming into the college, really think about, where do I want to go with this? All right, do you want to be, do you really want to go into a world of writing and editing and things like that? So, or do you really want to go into a world of literature and teaching and possible graduate school? And so either way, it's good for you, but we're trying to really, I think right now what we're discovering in America, I'll just make this big broad statement, is that there's so many people who are trained and they're bright and they're knowledgeable, and they get into a job and they don't know how to write. So we're discovering that the English major who knows how to write has a real, boon, a real feather in her cap. And I mean, we've had students who, we have an English major who went on and got a creative writing master's, but is working as the director of writing in a law firm. And in fact, he's just moved to a new law firm. So law firms are looking for people who can help lawyers to write. So writing is a skill that is not going to die out. We might text and we might YouTube, but we are not going to stop being writers in this world. So it's a very valuable thing. And the department was trying to think of you and what your futures could possibly be. All right. So we'd also like to talk about extracurricular, because that's what helps.
You want to talk about the creative writing minor first? Because we have two.
Okay, let's go to creative writing. I forgot. Okay.
We have English literature, but we also have, English literature minor, which is what Tiffany does. But then also, Barbara, the creative
writing. Okay. So in creative writing, you don't have to be an English major to be a creative writing minor. You could be a straight literature major and a creative writing minor. You could be any major and a creative writing minor. All right. And we are trying to build up that program. We had a lot of enthusiasm a couple of years ago. And then I don't know whether people just found other minors or what, but this has been a really attractive and exciting minor for people. So we still have screenwriting from COM. We have courses in writing, this is literary nonfiction, and then another version of literary nonfiction is memoir writing. I have taught the travel writing course, and the last time I taught it, I had the best time of my life. We had students from all over the world in the class. The creative writing, somebody asked, I think Heather's gone now, but the creative writing course is your general kind of umbrella course in creative writing. It would do all the genres. You would write some screenplay, you would write some poetry, you would write some fiction. And then we have courses in poetry and fiction at the first level. Writing the graphic novel is a specific writing course. Writing poetry and writing fiction at a higher level, and special topics in creative writing. The last time we did the special topic, it was the course in fantasy writing. So Dr. Grogan teaches fantasy in literature. It's a lit course, but we've had a course in actually doing fantasy writing. And I sat in on it a couple of times, and it was really very exciting, and the students loved it. So there are minors.
Esther is not here, but she's an example of a really interesting creative writing minor, because she's a biology major. So, you can really see
Right.
anything and benefit from that time in the creative writing classroom.
And I think for people that are, let's say science, math, or things like that, the creative writing minor is just in your own schedule. It gives you a kind of creative outlet, not that it's not creative to study, but it's kind of fun when you can just exercise your own creativity. And so I'm going to move from creative writing minor to ways in which you can exercise that without necessarily taking classes. But obviously people who take those classes will feed into these activities. So co-curricular activities that we have listed here, the Grackle is our literary magazine, and Dr. McCarthy has been the faculty advisor for that. The Griffin is our newspaper, and Dr. Bryce Nixon is the advisor, and he's in the communication part of what used to be the other half of our department, but we've restructured. But we really would, encourage people to get involved in both the literary magazine and the newspaper. It gives you a portfolio, it gives you a chance to test out your skills and practice your skills, I should say. All right. Dr. Del Gizzo is the editor of the Hemingway Review. And so we've had co-curricular opportunities where people have not only, they actually have taken an internship in Dr. Del Gizzo's journal. And so they leave college with, it's a really wonderful thing to have on their resume. They leave college with an internship in a literary journal. I mean, it's very professional work that they do. They edit, two students who graduated last year are writing a book review right now for the journal. So that's something to look forward to as you go up the ladder, shall we say, in your English classes and activities. This one is not listed here, but I think we've had in the past, and we mentioned it the other day when we were meeting to get ready for this, we've had contests for a writing contest, and we would like to maybe generate that again. The people got an award, monetary in value, and got published. So that's a great thing. We also have our honor society, which is Sigma Tau Delta, which means that you need a certain, grade point average to be qualified. But the Sigma Tau Delta is a great place for students to create community among the majors and minors. It's open to both the major and the minor. And we were talking the other day in one of my classes about how a couple of years ago, Suzanne, Dr. Del Gizzo is the moderator of this. Remember we used to have the Halloween party and students would come dressed up for Halloween, and then we would have literary Jeopardy, and that was really fun, and it just, got you to play with your major in ways that are new. I mean, I still remember the question, reader, I married him. That is the last line of what novel? All right. But Sigma Tau has other opportunities that students have gone down to speakers at the library. Sigma Tau has a journal that you could apply to get something you've written published in that journal. So as you move forward in your program, there are lots of ways that we are not only English majors in the classroom, but English majors in the campus overall. I don't know where this is. Suzanne, maybe I forgot whether or not this got onto the PowerPoint.
What is it?
The t-shirt idea?
Oh, that's in a few seconds. I was gonna,
Okay.
I think maybe it might be nice if Tiffany could speak to the Grackle, since she's the moderator or
Sure.
the editor
Sure, that would
this
be
year,
great.
right, Tiffany?
Great.
Sure, no problem. So I'm the general editor for the Grackle Literary and Art magazine. And there are a couple different ways that students can get involved with that. We have a large number of people in the community who just simply want to submit their original work. So we take short story prose, poetry, photography, and any sort of original artwork that students send in. And then all of that gets vetted through an anonymous review process. So even though everything's sent in with the artist or writer's name included, none of that is actually referenced when we're choosing pieces for the actual magazine to eliminate any sort of bias. And then there's the review process. So students can get involved with actually choosing pieces to be put into the magazine. Sometimes, depending on the kind of material that gets submitted in, we try to come up with a general theme for the magazine. Sometimes it's a free-for-all creative space, whatever students are feeling and whatever's been submitted is kind of how we roll with it each year. And then there's the layout process. So all of the magazine submissions that are selected for publication are actually formatted into a magazine. We learn how to use the InDesign program for this process. And then at the end of it all, once everything's been laid out and formatted, it actually gets published and there's a physical copy that people on campus receive. So it's a nice little way to not only submit your own work, but to also get that kind of recognition for having something printed in your hands for your own personal keeping. And students can get involved as many ways as they want. They can submit and they can review. They can just do one or the other. They can just do layout. It's up to them entirely. This spring, we're actually running a literary workshop class that's going to be part of the layout process. So students who sign up for the course will actually get class credit for being part of the layout process. If you have any questions about that, feel free to email me, kirbyt@chc.edu. Or yeah, I don't know. That's my little spiel.
That was lovely. I want to add to what you said, though. Not only do you get your own copy, but all of those skills that Tiffany just described are skills that you can take out with you if you would be applying for a job. You know how to use InDesign. You've done layout. You've been an editor. You've been a contributor. You've been a, all of those things become something besides your classes that you carry with you into the world. So that's a really excellent description. And the same is true of the newspaper. You take the newspaper with you, but we just, Andrew, are you on the newspaper staff?
No, I'm no longer a part of it.
Okay. But I'm going to encourage Andrew and Jamal, especially Jamal as a senior, to put something in for the Grackle, because then you do walk out as a senior with whether it's a personal memory or just something that you can use. All right.
And before we go to the t-shirt, Barbara, do you mind if I show our 2 quick videos from our graduating
Oh,
seniors?
sure. That would be great.
Okay. So we have, even though they're not with us in person today, we recorded videos with some of our graduating seniors last May, and we thought we would have them speak to you from a distance.
People think of English majors, oh, you're just reading books.
Can you hear it? Okay, good. Just let me go back then. I wanted to make sure everyone could hear it.
People think of English majors, oh, you're just reading books. No, you're reading them, you're taking context, you're analyzing, you're researching. It's all different facets of what I like to do.
And everybody's hearing that okay? I just want to make sure. Okay, great. And one more.
People think of English majors.
Sorry. This one is about the an internship at the Hemingway Review.
That internship is just so, I don't know, I thought it was like unattainable. It's like it was once in a lifetime for me. You know what I mean? To be able to work on academic publication while I was an undergrad.
That's wonderful.
So those are our 2 grads. And now, Barbara, dun, 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 we have our contest.
And I'm really glad you showed them, because that is the joy of people. And Sam has another interview that she did, and she said something about what it means to do English that was just breathtaking to me. So, and for John, it was just such a wonderful experience to feel professional while you're still an undergrad. So I have to thank Dr. Del Gizzo for all her work with those 2 students and the students she has had in the past as interns. And
this
again,
year I have a music major as the intern. Samantha Jo Wall is the intern.
Oh, she's a wonderful student. Yeah. Oh, that's great.
It's great. She's going to do it for academic credit next semester. So do you want to do the big reveal or the
the big reveal is pretty funny.
I know. Hold on. If I could get to it. No, I can't even get to it.
I think it's pretty funny.
There you go.
You know.
Oh, here he goes again.
Sorry, he likes to do that. Oh, the t-shirt challenge. I'm laughing about the big reveal. Folks, I'm old enough to have been this person 2 years ago. A student was writing her senior paper and she said, and the reveal is, and I said, oh, no. Reveal's not a noun. Reveal's a verb. It's a revelation when it's a noun. And the students all looked at me and said, you haven't seen the big reveal, have you? So now we have the gender reveal and the big reveal, and this is our challenge. We would invite anyone who is watching this to come think about this. We would like to design a t-shirt. It could be inspired by any work of literature, a funny thing in grammar. I'll tell a story about that in a minute. It must say somewhere English Department in CHC. You could have sketches, computer mock-ups, anything that would be really kind of intriguing, funny, funky, and then faculty will vote on it. The deadline is, ta-da, Shakespeare's birthday, April 23rd, 2021. You can picture a face there with that one. But I was teasing when we met the other day that when I was teaching English 105, I was just telling a story in class about, adverbs versus adjectives. And I said that my husband would sometimes use an adjective instead of an adverb, like, he did that good. And I would say, no, he did that well. And this was when we were first married. And he said, real men don't use adverbs. So the students made a t-shirt that said, real men use adverbs. Now that's just a joke, but so that a work of literature, an author, a funny line, a rule of grammar, something that would be really fun and clever. And then we would vote on it. And then we would, sell these t-shirts and people could walk around Chestnut Hill with just a funny little ID that, lets people know we're in the English major world or English minor world or creative writing minor world. So this would be really fun. And if you have any creativity in this level, this area, please submit.